So, today at our coaching table, we have a gold one, Omen main on Pearl. First things first, I want to say that Omen is not that great pick for Pearl, and personally, I would never play Omen above the Immortal 1 elo. Omen is a great character on Pearl up to Immortal 1, and you can still carry your matches alone, do shit tons of outplays and plays. You still have some very powerful one-way smokes on both attackers and defenders side, and executes, but after Immortal 1, the Omen becomes absolute garbage. So after Immortal 1, I heavily recommend you guys to play Viper, Astra, or maybe even Harbor. Now, when it comes to the guy that we are reviewing today, his name is Hierarchy, and this guy was the guy that I coached for 1 month. I think he was Iron 3 or something. Now he's Gold 1. And essentially, we already did one free VOD review of this guy as far as I can remember in the previous live streams. He said I was clueless on what to do against my comp. Probably against the enemies. That's the topic. Let me see if the Hierarchy ever uploaded any other VOD review. I want to see his tracker. Did we do his VOD review recently? Let me find it. Hierarchy. There it is. And there is the tracker. Let's see what's happening for his tracker. So this is the Hierarchy tracker. So. Oh. Unlucky. We are not looking at the tracker today. Maybe if I add his name like this. Yo, there's too many hierarchies, huh? Too many hierarchies. Let's gamble that he is maybe this. Nope. Let's gamble that he is maybe this. Nope. Let's maybe he's a Turkish number 1. Nope. Maybe he is like here. Nope. This? Nope. Bro, what the fuck? Every hierarchy is like hidden. Platinum 3. Nope. Maybe this one? I don't think so. Like he was gold 1. Gold 1. Unlucky, never lucky, bro. Well, I guess we're gonna only review his gameplay. Look at the chat, Papito. Dingir, your Hierarchy? What? Seriously? I don't believe you, man. Send me a message on Discord. You're the Hierarchy? Send me the message on Discord. Come on. No. I don't believe this. Really? Okay, I'm gonna start the review. The VOD review. Send me a message on Discord. I really wanna confirm this. No way, that's you, bro. What? You just linked the agent guide link. No, that's some training example for the players. It doesn't really matter. What the fuck? Your Hierarchy, man. What the hell? Okay, bro. Okay. So today we are reviewing the Dinger, bro. I didn't know you're the Hierarchy, man. Holy crap. Okay. So, Today, we're actually reviewing Dinger. So, currently this act, he has 56% win rate. That is really, really good. 50 wins, 37 losses. Love it. His peak rank is gold 2. 1.4 KD. 143 damage per round. That's really good, man. That's seriously good. I like it, man. I like this a lot. This is a huge improvement, man, from the last time that we did a VOD review. No? This is a huge improvement. Omen, 41 hours. Bro, your statistics for a gold player, I like it a lot. Definitely your KD with Omen can be slightly better. But your ADR, ACS, respect. Respect, bro. 73%. Where you got a kill assist survivor traded. That's the dude that I have coached, man. That is my player from my community, bro. Love it. 34% headshot with a Vandal. Fucking poggers, man. Fucking poggers. To be honest, you're not getting a lot of the kills in your matches. But probably you're playing the playstyle that I've taught you, you know, like to be a bit more safe, to outmaneuver the enemies, to fight only the gunfights that you actually need to fight. This is really good. I like it a lot. Like, what I'm seeing here, really good. Really good. Really good. When it comes to the weapons, like, the only thing that I don't understand is why you're switching between the Vandal and Phantom so much. Like, that is the only thing that I kind of don't understand. Like, it's just better for you to stick with one weapon that you feel more consistent with, so that you're not changing your playstyle consistently and your shooting techniques. I mean, you should master both of these weapons, both Vandal and Phantom, to the equal levels, but if you're already better with what, I mean, with both, I mean, to be honest, like with both weapons, you're kind of equal. Okay. One thing that I definitely don't like is that you still didn't learn how to get more value from the shorty. Like, definitely, that is something that you can, you know, implement in your gameplay a bit more. But everything else is fine, man. Like this is exactly the player that I've coached, man. This is exactly the player that I've coached. And definitely, you should not be playing Ghost and Spectre this much. Like, Spectre is only the weapon that is useful in the second round when you win the first round. Only as an anti-eco weapon. But in every other round, when you're playing the full buy rounds, you should be like, well, pardon me, force buy rounds, and when you're playing eco rounds, you should be prioritizing Shorty, Judge, Stinger, etc, etc. I like this a lot, man. I like this a lot. Operator is there as well. I don't know what to say. This is amazing compared to the last time that we did our coaching. Yeah, like, your impact in eco rounds is 0. But probably because you still didn't properly implement, you know, those eco round strategies with the shorty and just getting some easy kills and easy trades for yourself. Love it. Well, I have nothing to say about this. Like, this is amazing. Performance. Yeah. Iron 2. Here. And now, gold 2. Consistent performance. This is my student, baby. Okay, but probably you could have grind, you know, but up until now you probably could have been a platinum at least. Come on, like, harder grind. Let's go. Okay, love it. Let's see the maps. So your worst map is Lotus. Understandable. I mean, Lotus is kind of a shit map on its own, but and it heavily depends on how good or bad your enemies are. Your teammates are, sorry. And Pearl, 45% win rate with Omen. Okay, we'll see today what you can do on Pearl a bit better. I don't know what to say. I like this a lot. Okay, let's see. Let's see what he can do a bit better on Pearl, and let's see how he's playing Pearl right now. So, let's go on to the Pearl. What's happening for you on this map? My guy has 10 different audio devices. Respect. Okay, first round on Pearl. Let's get it. Just a second, I need to take a drink. Pepsi Max incoming. I'm really bad with a shorty. Listen guys, shorty is a weapon that you truly need to master, especially if you want to play Omen successfully. In order to trade yourself like in some otherwise untradeable situations, and you're never going to improve with some kind of a playstyle, and you're never going to improve like on some kind of a gun if you're not using it more, and if you're not actually trying to improve. So, you know, just the more you play something, and the more like you abuse something, the better you will become at that specific topic. Let's see what he is doing. So, instantly, a mistake in the first round. So what is the mistake? So basically, on Pearl on a defender side, especially in the first round, you should never prioritize defending the B site and defending the A site. No matter if you're playing Cypher, Killjoy, Sage, it seriously doesn't matter what you're playing. The first round on Pearl, in solo queue, ranked solo queue, I would always start around the connector. Like basically, your primary focus on Pearl on a defender side is keeping the control of the B-Link, connector, and art, and playing the fast rotations towards the B and towards the A to help and support your teammates. Like, whenever you have no idea where the enemies are gonna go next, or what enemies are gonna do, it is always better to focus on defending the mid area of the map instead the bomb sites. And when you're playing the bomb sites, you should never play them passively. You should always try to aggress the enemies in B long and A main and get the early information where the enemies are going and what the enemies are doing. So in the first round with Omen, I would probably start, you know, with some kind of a classic pistol shorty strategy here. You know, buying the classic shorty, light shield, 2 smokes, 1 shrouded step. Round starts. I'm just gonna play like this. And I'll try to wait for the enemies to push. If the enemies are pushing, I'm gonna do the smoke like this. Bam, bam, take a kill, get out, live a happy life. Also, in the first round, you can just buy a ghost. And play a ghost with 2 smokes and 1 shrouded step. And just play a fast rotation between the art, A main, A site, and B site. Also, in the first round, you can buy the classic and go with a light shield, 2 smokes, and 2 shrouded steps. You can also buy the frenzy and go with the smokes and 2 shrouded steps. So essentially, in the first round, like buy option completely depends on your personal playstyle and which weapon you personally prefer over others. What I love to do is like I usually go with a classic, light shield, 2 smokes, and 2 shrouded steps. And basically like I'm using my smokes and my shrouded steps to outmaneuver the enemies, support my teammates, and outmaneuver the enemies like through my smokes and play the retakes, play the executes, play the, you know, bamboozle the enemies, essentially. How many Radiant Gun buddies do you have, coach? On this account, I have 5, and 1 is on my North America account. Do you not like flash first round? On a defender side, you should never buy the flash in the first round with Omen. Like, it is an absolute waste of money. And shrouded steps and smokes will give you much higher chances to be adaptive and to adapt to every single scenario like that you approach. Don't you have 40? Bro, you get 2 Radiant Gun buddies for one episode. So basically I have like 8 gun buddies on this account and 2 gun buddies on my North America account. Because for 1 episode, I was not playing on this account. Okay, so that is what you should do in the first round with Omen. Now let's see what you're doing. Listen, if you already decided to play in the first round, good night, Low. If you already decided to play in the first round on B, and you're buying a classic pistol with a light shield and 2 smokes, buy 2 Shrouded Steps. Why are you saving 150 credits in this round? In the first round, you should always invest all of your credits for your utility that can potentially be useful for you, and in your smokes and everything, like buy 2 Shrouded Steps. Okay. Personally, like, if you already want to start on the B set in the first round, like, this is really good strategy for the first round. So, bam, bam. You jump here, and you're waiting for the enemies to push the B side. You buy a classic, light shield, 2 smokes, and 2 Shrouded Steps. And if the enemies are pushing on the B side, you're giving yourself the one-way smoke up here. And now, if the enemies are pushing in the site, and they pushed all the way there, you can just peek them, take 1 easy kill, drop down. If the enemy Sage walls right here, when she's going for a plant, you can drop on her, take a kill, go back. If the enemies are not doing anything, they're just fighting your teammates here, you can smoke here, you know, re-smoke yourself. And what I love to do is I love to go for this type of a play when I feel that I have timing for that. Or maybe teleporting behind the enemies there if the enemies are already in this area of the map. So basically, like, this strategy is really good with Omen on Pearl. Like, outmaneuvering the enemies through this smoke here in multiple different ways. So in the first round, this is a really powerful strategy if you already want to play the B side and if you already want to stop and fuck up the enemy's push on B.
Cover going out. Shadows traveling.
Fall back.
Okay.
Get him, wingman.
Listen, guys. Whenever you're positioning yourself in Valorant against the enemies, pay attention on what type of utility and what type of team composition enemies have. Like, if I'm playing against the KO and enemies are pushing the B site, I cannot be in this open area of the map. Like, I consistently need to move around the corners. So if KO decides to go for some kind of a pop flash, I can actually dodge it and then re-peek the enemies. Like, you cannot find yourself in such an open area of the map if the enemies already have a KO. You know what? I like, you know, I feel that your reaction time can be much better. Much better. Your reflexes and reaction time. But I love how much time you actually took to go for the headshot instead of panicking and randomly shooting that KO. Because in gold, platinum, and silver lobbies, players usually have a shit mechanical skill. And if you just take time to kill the enemies, usually you're going to end up winning that gunfight. So your reaction time and your reflexes is definitely something that you should work on a bit more, like in aim lab, deathmatch, etc. Consistently work on your mechanics, essentially. But I love the, you know, I love the patience there. I love the discipline.
Spike down B.
This is what I don't like. I mean, we already took a kill. Your teammates are not peeking. Your teammates are not peeking the enemies. Right now, after making this numbers advantage, just play on the contact of your teammates, and that's it. And there is... Basically, there's no reason to do anything else. Especially with a classic pistol, you don't want to engage the enemies in this long-range gunfight. Like, your gun determines which type of gunfights you want to fight. Like, this kill here was extremely risky in an extremely risky gunfight. Right now, it would have been 10 times better if you played on your teammate's utility, or if you played on the contact of this Gecko, Sage, or someone else. Because this could have easily been resulted into your death, and then you will be crying that, you know, you died, your teammates lost this round, etc, etc. Like, especially in the first round, when you're playing ranked solo queue in Valorant, you need to value your life more than the life of your teammates. Like, if you already make a numbers advantage, try to play on that advantage as best as you can. Instead of, you know, picking enemies in B long that have obviously better weapons than you have, and, you know, then you will lose the numbers advantage. God knows if your teammates will actually, you know, close out this round and win this round, so it's better to play a bit safer. And right now, we have a Sage in our team. I would instantly go to my Sage and say, Sage, can you please heal me? And that's it. Yo, Duffy! Thank you all for the Prime sub, baby, and thank you for scamming Jeff Bezos.
Where are you?
Right there.
One thing that I don't like in your gameplay right now is how much you're actually hunting the kills. You know, like you're picking B long with 5 HP, not waiting for your teammates to actually pick. So basically, here, after taking those 2 kills, my job is done. I'm running towards the Sage. Sage, can I lick your pussy for the heal? She gives you the heal, and, you know, then we're fighting the enemies in B long. If Sage already used the heal, I will be baiting my teammates a bit more. You know, I'll wait for my teammates to get a fight, and then I'm gonna peek on the contact of my teammates and try to, you know, fight the enemies together with my allies. If my teammates are pushing in front of me, I'm not gonna go first. I'm gonna go second or third, so that I'm not dying instantly from the first bullet of the enemies.
Shadows traveling.
Help!
Reloading.
Dumpy.
Reloading.
Stop. Dumpy.
In this situation, like, whenever you're stuck in some kind of a position with Omen, and you're in a very fucked up position where you're overexposed from 2, 3, 4, 5 different angles, instantly use your shrouded steps to reposition. I mean, right now, I would instantly use my shrouded steps toward the site, wait for the Sage to heal me, and then, you know, I can play a clean gunfights with the enemies. Because right now, enemy can peek from there, from here. We have no idea where this Cypher lurked. This Cypher can be anywhere, and you're fully overexposed from 3 different angles, where you cannot successfully fight this Cypher with 5 HP.
30 seconds left.
Cover going out.
Okay, but enemies are probably gonna go on A. Maybe, I don't know, like.
1 enemy remaining.
Actually, they're still on B.
10 seconds left.
Bro, what? This Cypher lurked all the way from Pearl to, like, to Haven, man. Do you have to buy a sub to get a VOD review? To get a guaranteed VOD review from me, you need to buy a sub on my Discord server, tier 3 sub. You need to value your life 90% of the time over the life of your teammates. No, yeah, essentially, like in solo queue. Basically, how should you decide whether you should value your life or not? So you're making that decision completely based on what type of economy you have in your team. If you're playing an eco round, full buy round, etc., etc., how good or how bad your teammates are, and which round you're playing. Like in the first 3 rounds, I usually value my life more than the life of my teammates, and I'm trying to close out these rounds. You know, I'm trying to be the one that is actually carrying my teammates, and that is actually closing out these rounds. Because if you are not the one closing out these rounds, you know, you just don't know, like, if your teammates are going to be able to do it. I love how this Sage healed herself 2 times for 30 HP, instead of healing Omen that is 5 HP to 100.
Reloading.
Oh, Cypher is AFK. Okay. Cypher looking at the wall.
That was cool.
Charges.
But then no one plays entry. They all play trades if they have 5 Papitas in the team. That is how you adapt to your teammates. Like, if my teammates are super passive, and they don't want to play a refrag game, then essentially, like, I need to be a bit more aggressive. And I need to open... And I need to open, like, the bomb sites myself. So you need to base whether you want to be aggressive or passive based on what type of teammates you have with yourself. And what type of game we're playing. They have no duelist, is that good? I mean, Omen is a duelist, to be honest. Okay, essentially, like, when you're playing the second round on Pearl, if you win the first round, you can go with a Bulldog and Heavy Shield and Utility, or you can go with a Spectre and Heavy Shield and Utility. Both of these buy options are completely fine on Pearl. And if enemies are already eco and half buy, like, I will never pre-assume that enemies are gonna push us on B. I mean, even if the enemies plant the spike on B site when they're eco and half buy, that post plant is gonna be really hard. So whenever enemies are eco or half buy on Pearl, I always prioritize defending this area of the map and doing a fast rotations towards the A site and towards the B site. Same as in the first round. Because, generally speaking, it doesn't make sense for the enemies to pressure you onto the B site in this round because of the low economy. So in this round, you should have started around the B link or art area of the map, and you should have predicted that enemies are probably gonna, you know, abuse you there. So here, like, even if the enemies pushed your Gecko on the B site, it doesn't matter. I mean, if you just started the building right now, you can do a fast rotation, and that's it. You can support your Gecko, and you're there for him. Now, the most important smoke that you need to learn how to deploy fast on this map is a one-way smoke here. Like, this smoke, you really need to dial down in your gameplay, because this is the only useful smoke to stop the enemy's advance on B side with Omen. Otherwise, you will need to waste
Shadows traveling.
both of your smokes, like, to actually stop the enemy's push and enemy's advance. Also, like here, we have a one-way smoke. When you want to stop the enemy's push. Bro, what the fuck? Why did my smoke fail there? That worked. Man, like, every single patch, they destroy some of the Omen one-way smokes. Eh, no. No.
Shadows traveling.
Nah, they're really hating Omen.
Cover going out.
Starting from this, like, year, they destroy the Omen one-way smokes, man. And I don't know why did they do that, man. Like, it's not like Omen is a powerful agent in anyone's hands, like.
Shadows
This doesn't work anymore, right? But what if?
cover going out.
Ha! Voila! Voila! Now you're probably asking yourself, for what the fuck is that smoke useful? Enemies are pushing this. Like this. You're playing up there. Easy kills, man. Easy kills. But how the fuck can find this lineup? No, man. Give me back my one-way smokes, man. Give me back my one-way smokes on Pearl. Ah, that is fucked up, bro. You need a lineup for this smoke, man. You need a lineup for this smoke.
Enemies are B.
God smoke.
Shadows traveling.
Essentially, like, the moral of the story here is you need to do the one-way smoke on the pipes if the enemies are pushing the B site. It is the easiest way for you to actually stop and to delay the enemy's push on B and to help your teammates live a happy life with a happy ending. So, this smoke the most important smoke for you to master and to learn. So that you're not wasting 2 of your smokes here and allowing the enemies to come all the way there to execute the site. Also, enemy Viper smoke is, you know, out of this world.
Blinding.
Generally speaking, if you're on the B site, a lot of the players, you know, what players in the lower elo lobbies love to do when they're here,
Shadows traveling.
waiting to execute the site, there is usually gonna be someone in this position. So if enemies are not committing to the push and they're waiting for your smokes to disappear, it's okay if you try to penetrate the enemies in that position, because that is one of the most common positions which players actually take when they're getting ready for the push onto the site.
Mosh pit.
Essentially, in Valorant, the more things you try, the more success you're going to find. Like, if you're never trying anything, and if you're just playing a very boring playstyle where you're just relying on consistency in this game, you know, what the fuck is consistent in Valorant, like, when it comes to shooting mechanics? Try it. Like, it's so easy to find the kills like that.
Reloading.
Spike down B.
Listen, guys. Every single corner in Valorant is penetratable to some degree, depending which weapon you're having. Like here, by simply applying the pressure on that Viper, maybe you're going to make that Viper peek you in this scenario instead of her camping there, because she's gonna be scared. And anyways, you have a better weapon than her. Like, just shoot at her. Like, fuck it. Is Viper worth learning right now? I wanted to learn Viper, but 2 of her best maps is out of the map rotation, and Pearl is the only map that Viper is best on. I would not be playing Viper at all right now. Like, the only map where Viper is useful right now is Pearl, and on every other map, like for a solo controller, we have much better options. Like on Pearl, Astra and Viper. On Bind, Omen is the best. On Haven, Omen is the best. On Lotus, Omen, Astra, and Harbor. On Ascent, Omen and Astra. On Split, Omen and Astra. On what else we have? Like that's it, right? That's the current map rotation.
One enemy remaining. Spike down B.
Okay. By the way, like, whenever you're shooting the enemies in a long-range gunfight with Bulldog, you should always rely on the ADS of the Bulldog. Like, the main power of Bulldog over any other weapon in Valorant is the burst fire. So whenever you're fighting with a Bulldog in Valorant, you always want to consistently extend the gap between you and the enemies and rely on the burst fire to kill the enemies. Like, there should not be a single moment of time when you're picking this type of a fight without the ADS. And when you're ADSing with Bulldog, make sure that during burst fire, you're not moving at all. Because if you move at the wrong moment of time, only Jesus Christ can help you win that gunfight. Like with a Bulldog, you know, you wanna go full burst fire, full burst fire. Okay.
Goes.
You want to play?
Okay, now that the chamber has the ultimate, maybe it's not really the best idea for you to actually peek the enemies in this type of a long-range gunfight. Like now, because of the chamber's ultimate, we need to play this B site a bit more interesting and to apply some kind of an off angle to fight the enemies here. So basically, you know, enemies are playing a full buy round right now. So holding the B long area of the map, we cannot do it like this. We can hold this B long area of the map in 5 different ways right now. So first of all, we can hold an angle like this and try to one-tap the enemies there, repositioning up here, and from this position, surprising the enemies. We can hold the B long area of the map like this. Burst fire, reposition, surprise the enemies again. We can also instantly start around here. And remember, guys, that when you're playing this position on B side, like you can play this off angle in 3 different ways. Like a lot of the players don't understand that in Valorant, one position can be abused with multiple different strategies, tactics, and multiple different peaks. Like when you're playing this off angle, first thing that you can do, yes, you can hold the enemies, try to kill them, drop down. Second thing that you can do is you can wait for the enemies to clear you on this position. You know, like wait for the enemies to basically do this. So enemies are pushing changa. They clear you up there, and now they're focused here. And what you can try to do is pick a timing when you think enemies have cleared you on this spot, peek the enemies, rip them apart, go back. Or one thing that I love to do a lot is I'm playing this position and I'm waiting for that enemy there to actually peek me. Because when enemies clear the B long area of the map like this, they're never going to have a crosshair placement for you on that upper position. And you can just surprise one enemy, rip one enemy apart, reposition somewhere else. This spot here, also, you can play in 2-3 different ways. Like first thing that you can do, you can hold a narrow off angle like this, try to kill the enemy there, reposition, bam. You can also try to hold this spot right here, wait for the enemies to peek, reposition, bam. Or what you can try to do is, as the enemies are crossing from there to there and clearing you here, you can try to pick a timing when these enemies went there to kill the enemies that are behind them. And now reposition up there. So every single angle in Valorant, you can play in multiple different ways, with multiple different peaks and angle holding techniques, and try to surprise the enemies.
Let's play. Also, guys, like, you know, in the first 2 to 3 rounds, one of your primary focuses in Valorant is like learning as much as possible about what enemies are doing. Like in the first 2 rounds, if enemies were only pushing B as 5, like there is no reason for you to look at a B link right now. You have a Killjoy in the B link with her alarm bot. In the previous 2 rounds, enemies push B like just all together. So right now, I will be getting ready for the enemy's push, getting ready to do the one-way smoke, and to delay enemy's push or to potentially fuck up the enemies with a one-way smoke. Because this one-way smoke really takes, you know, some time to actually position it. Like, it's really hard to find it, and it's really hard to deploy it successfully. So, you know, usually the easiest way to do this one-way is without the shadow form. Like that. So, you know, right now, we're just being chilling at the back of the site, spamming the one-way, trying to kill the enemies there. That's it. Cover going out.
Placing swarm grenade.
Shadows traveling.
Because wasting 2 smokes like this, you know, it's too much. Too much, I mean, yes, your smokes are getting replenished and all of that, but still, too much of an investment to hold. Like, basically, with the one-way smokes, you can hold the B long area of the map for 45 seconds, because the Omen smoke lasts for 14.25 seconds. Here's how it's going, bro. Not bad, Nicholas. Like, we just qualified for the playoffs in the Premier Tournament mode, and now we're doing the Omen Pearl VOD review.
Enemy attacker spawn.
Placing swarm grenade.
Puting na sa inyo.
once again in this round, same as in the previous round, like if you're playing Bulldog, try to pick a bit longer range gunfights with the enemies. Like basically, right now, it is much better for you to pick this type of a fight with Bulldog, this type of a fight, this type of a fight, than anything else. Like, try to extend the range between you and the enemies and abuse the burst fire, especially in the lower elo lobbies where players have a shit headshot percentage, shit mechanical skill, and it is so easy to kill the enemies with 2 burst fire even to the body. I mean, look how that guy pushed the side.
Spike down B. One enemy remaining.
Reloading.
I mean, in this round, when the enemies were actually pushing you, you should have played more on your flash potential than actually holding an angle. You know, like, if I was you there, how would I hold that chaos push? Like, I would just be here, you know, playing with my killjoy, jiggle peeking in this angle, KO is pushing, I take a kill on KO, flashing the rest of the enemies, taking another kill, going back.
Nandiyan ba?
I mean, this chamber is belong with this operator 100%. I mean, he is there, okay. Okay. To be honest, like, if enemies are consistently abusing the same type of push and the same area of the map, just play that area of the map, to be honest. Like, as long as the enemies don't change something, there's no reason for you to change anything. Like, if this is working out for you, just keep doing what's working for you.
Let's keep on vibing.
Let's keep on vibing, little boy! Don't hold the B long like this with Omen. Like, there is so many different better ways how you can hold the B long instead of jiggle peeking this area of the map. Like, there is no reason for you to jiggle peek here. Like, this is not, like, when the enemies are peeking the B long, like, they need to clear so many different angles and corners, which are usually not cleared in the lobbies where you're right now. You know, like, get ready for a fight. Try to kill the enemies. Trust me, in those lower elo lobbies, players will never properly clear you. There, anywhere. Like, you have a kill potential here that you're not abusing.
Enemy B.
My ult is ready. Cover going out. Shadows traveling. Enemy B.
Also, like, one more mistake when it comes to this smoke setup right here. When you're doing this smoke setup with Omen, but also with the Astra, try to put the smokes towards the enemies. You know, like this, and like this. So that when enemies are going through this area, and through this area of the map, they don't have that much space to actually push the site. They're in an overly exposed area of the map, where you can easily kill them. Like, what you're doing consistently is a smoke here, and a smoke here. And now, you know, enemies can push you like this. Instantly take the back of the site like this. You get the point. It's easier for the enemy jet to dash into the elbow and push you on the elbow and pressure you into elbow.
Saw you, Mosh. Reloading.
Charlatan, Pepito, I played 3 games today and I won 2 and lost 1. Should I queue for 1 more game or not? You asking me that question is already the answer for you. It means that you're not confident in yourself and you should play on your alternative account.
Placing swarm grenade.
Yeah.
Cover going out.
Okay, a few mistakes in this round. So, first mistake, whenever you're deploying a default smoke with Astra, Omen, Brimstone, whoever like you're playing, for the A site, always do a deeper smoke like this. So that once enemies are executing the A site, they still need to go through this choke point in order to enter the site. Like this smoke is better than this smoke here. The only time when I'm gonna do a closer smokes is if I'm going to play with a close range weapons. Otherwise, I'll always abuse the deeper smokes like this.
Cover going out.
This type of an angle, like, you cannot hold by crouching and ADSing and waiting for the enemies. Like, this is the angle where you need to jiggle pick the enemies and where you need to go in and out. Because for this angle, it is very easy to have a proper crosshair placement and enemies can delete you in a second. So, if you're ever holding this angle in the B link, you always want to do this. Pull yourself from the wall as much as possible to reduce the enemy's peeker's advantage and angle perception advantage over you. And just go bam, 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 bam. Jet peeks, ba ba ba. Kill her, go back, wait for the second enemy. Maybe like this, maybe like this. And that's it. Like, you don't want to commit here into a 1 versus 3 gunfight. And you never want to hold this angle like this. This is really stupid. I mean, you're such an easy target for the enemies. And if they pre-fire you on this position, or, you know, because of the peeker's advantage, they can easily kill you, it's not beneficial to play like that. And here, to be fair, like, instantly, after getting that kill, you should have been in a mindset, okay, we are 3 versus 2. I don't give a crap if the enemies plant the spike on B. We have the full art control with the Killjoy turret. We have the full A side control because of Gecko and Killjoy. I have an alarm bot here. I can just chill. Look at the minimap. Look at your teammates' positioning. Look at your teammates' utility usage. Right now, you could have easily played on the contact of alarm bot and then peek the enemies. Like, after taking that kill, here. Good job, Charlatan. You made the numbers advantage. I'm waiting here. Waiting for the alarm bot to go off. Bam. Okay, let's see what happens next. The general rule that every single Valorant player should follow in their gameplay is you consistently want to reposition yourself and to peek the enemies in different ways, from different angles and with different type of peeks. Like, your peeking and the angles that you're holding should always be the question for the enemies. How is this Omen gonna peek me? How is gonna play this? How is he going to play this position? Where he's gonna play now? Like, the more repetitive you are, and the more you're staying on the same locations where enemies revealed you already, it's easier for the enemies to punish you and counter you. Yo, what's up, Papito? Yo, Crystal Bold, welcome to Blood, welcome to stream, man. Have you already played some matches for the Immortal grind today? On Monday, we're continuing the Immortal grind. We're not playing during the weekend. In weekend, all of the gorillas from the jungle come to play the game, and they ruin your win percentage.
Thank you.
Operator with a shorty? Respect. Okay, hierarchy, man, Dingy. Like, I respect how you're holding this angle. Like, this is my reaction time, and this is how I can... Yo! Fatso Zumala! Zuma! Thank you a lot for the sub, bro. Thank you for scamming Jeff Bezos. Listen. Hold angles as narrow as your reaction time actually allows you. You know, like, over the time, you should learn and you should develop your mechanical skill to react on this type of a position, to take a kill. But if you are a gold player, bronze player, silver player, this is completely fine. Like, it doesn't matter in gold with operator if you're holding an angle like this or like this, because the enemy's reaction time is anyway shit, their crosshair placement is anyways terrible, and you will get an easy kill even if you're holding an angle like that. So I think Dingy, hierarchy, this is your reaction time, and this is how you should be holding this narrow angle. We're always placing our crosshair with the operator for the furthest peak that enemies can do when they swing from location A to location B. And we are trying to catch the enemies that are fast swinging there with this type of a crosshair placement. And we're holding the narrow angles and long range corridors. Always use the double zoom so that you see the very first pixel of the enemies that are peeking you there. Your crosshair is not obstructing your vision. Nothing is obstructing your vision. This is your absolutely full focus.
I will rip the light from them.
I just don't feel that your reaction time is right now at the levels where you can hold angle this narrow. I respect that you're trying to do this. I respect that you're adapting your body and mind to this type of angle holding. It's okay with operator to hold a bit more, you know, a bit less narrow angles for yourself in this lobby.
I'll find you.
Because let's be honest, these players are terrible, man. Like who has a good crosshair placement in gold, platinum, silver, and bronze? Like, come on.
Nightmare takes them! Mark 2.
I have no idea. Like, please, guys, don't be like this, Fade. If we are not pushing the enemies, if we are not retaking the sites, if we are not pressuring the enemies together, everything that Fade did right now was a wasted utility usage. Like, what the fuck was that, bro? Like the Fade wasted reveal, seize, ultimate to stop the enemy's push alone. And what now? Enemies can push again. Okay, listen. Whenever your teammates are this aggressive as this Fade, even if you're playing operator, support that teammate. Be aggressive as well. So here, you know, my Fade is going there fast. As soon as I would have seen that Fade revealed the enemies here, and she did the ultimate to delay and to stop the enemy's push, I would have instantly dropped from this position and go with her. And hold some kind of an angle for her. Anyways, with Omen, we have the shrouded steps to reposition ourselves, so we are not in that much of a danger. Like right now, I'll be holding something like this, waiting for the enemies. Fade is pushing forward. I'm gonna push with her, and I'll try to take a kill with a peek there. Bam. Fade is still there, alive. I'm going with her. Going with her. Going with her. Fade is pushing there. I'm gonna flash for her. And I'm gonna slowly follow her up. I'm not gonna be too aggressive, so I don't die with the operator in my hands. But I'm gonna slowly support her. Fade goes for a lurk and flank. I don't give a fuck about Fade anymore. I'm going to support the rest of my teammates. I respect this a lot, but this is not your reaction time, man. You see, like, there is no way. If enemies kill you on this type of a position, with this type of angle holding, from there, with the operator, you get $10 Valorant points from me. Easily.
generally speaking, have a good one, Duffy. See you tomorrow, man. So, generally speaking, if you drop down from this position, when you're playing Omen, the absolutely best spot for you to teleport is on top of this box there. Because enemies will never predict this in platinum, diamond, silver, and gold. Like, they will never expect you on another off angle, you peeking them from this position. Anyways, the peek from the back of the side there is way too risky. And if you're already going for the peek, I would never go for the full swing. Like, because there can be like 3, 4, 5 enemies looking at my face, and they're ready to kill me. I would just go with an instant scope there, try to kill the enemies, reposition on the box, kill another enemy, hold this type of an angle. So my positioning in this round would have been the following. If I was playing instead of you. So, Fade is pushing there with the ultimate. I'm doing this smoke to support my Fade. I'm going with the Fade, supporting her play, holding this angle as she's pushing there. Fade is pushing in front of me. I'm waiting to see what enemies are gonna do. Smoke is fading. I'm killing an enemy. Fade dies, for an example. I'm pulling myself back to the site. Now, since you stayed on this position, I would have been holding an angle like this, taking a kill, like on every single bomb site and in every single round before the round already starts. Like, I'm predicting 2 steps ahead how that round can play out for me and what is necessary for me to do in order to have higher chances of winning that specific round. So essentially, you know, this type of pathing should have been your primary pathing if you wanted to play operator, you know, from that screensaver of the map right there. Anyways, the push from the Fade was, you know, completely an imbecile decision there. Like, enemies were so bad at pushing the B side that I would just let the enemies push the B. Like, enemies were terrible in this match, like, when they were pushing the site. Killjoy is playing operator, guys. Killjoy is playing operator.
Get out of my way!
This Sage is watching the Grim, man. Listen, guys. Whenever enemies are playing eco rounds and hull by rounds, really try to prioritize playing Link and Art more than anything else. Like in eco and hull by rounds on Pearl, the only area of the map where enemies can successfully use their like close range weapons is for taking the connector, Link, and Art control. Like everything else is kinda, you know, hard. And this area of the map makes more sense for the enemies right now than pushing the B side. And especially if you have nobody in this area of the map, you need to play it. Like, it is so important to defend like Link, Art, and Connector, and to consistently have the information whether or not some enemies are there. Right now, playing this round without that information is really hard. Really, really hard.
I am okay.
Bro, what are you doing? Dingy, Hierarchy Man. Did I share with you the training routine? But what training routine I shared with you? Oh. Ah. Listen, Hierarchy Man. I have a new training routine for you. It is time to develop your map awareness and to develop your game awareness, bro. We actually did our coaching. We did our coaching in December, bro.
Okay. Listen, I feel that your map awareness... The map awareness one, I think. I share with you that training. I mean, your map awareness is still, like, suffering a lot. Like, I mean, you need to be more aware. Bro, it's my back is itching me, and it's really annoying. You really need to pay more attention on the minimap, like, so that you're not wasting your time, and that you're not wasting your life. Like, I mean, here, what are you doing in the CT area of the map if your fade already pushed through that area of the map?
No.
What is your opinion on Iron Vandal, Copper Drop? No. There's far better options. On Tuesday, I'm gonna do like a full Vandal tier list with you guys in the chat.
Shadows traveling.
Okay. Once again, in this scenario, you definitely should have done a deeper smoke, so that basically you can actually hold that angle. I mean, if you had a smoke here, you could have easily held the A main area of the map, and when the enemies were pushing out, you know, they cannot just push into the site like this, and like this. So, don't do this smoke, do this smoke.
Cover going out.
Welcome to my world.
Stealing sight.
Last player standing.
In this example, guys, like, whenever you have a flash available with Omen, you should never in your life contest the enemies in a clean gunfight. If you already hear the enemies, you know the exact location of the enemies, you always peek with a flash. Like, why do we have a flash if not to make our gunfights easier?
Welcome to my world.
Stealing sight.
Last player standing.
Okay.
What's up? Let's
That was just a whiff fast, to be honest.
Forward.
I already own it. Just wanted to hear his opinion on it. I don't know, like, generally speaking, I don't like the new Ion 2.0 skins. I don't know. There's something off about the colors on them. The first Ion skins were actually very dope. The second version is like, not my cup of tea.
Placing sentry.
Oh, that's the guy I have coached for like 1 month. Finally, someone, man. Whenever you're playing A site, no matter what is your setup, no matter what is your strategy, you always want to contest the enemies in the A main area of the map and to get the early information if the enemies are coming A site. So basically, there should not be a single moment of time for you on Pearl where you're playing like this. Never. I don't give a fuck if you're playing Cypher, if you're playing Viper, if you're playing Jesus Christ. Like, this is the bare minimum that you need to do. To get a bit earlier information whether or not enemies are committing to the A site, and just get the info for your team. Nothing else. Jiggle peek. Left, right, left, right. What I personally love to do, I love to hold this angle as a pixel angle, but I feel that a lot of you guys don't have a reaction time for that, so it's kind of stupid. So just go for a jiggle peek, contest the enemies in the A main area of the map, and fall back on the original position that you wanted to play. You cannot allow the enemies to take all of this space control up to this point, and then for the enemies to storm you into the bomb site and take the bomb site for free.
Mark 3. Enemy B.
Cover going out.
Bro, that was a really good smoke. Man, I like this a lot. Like how you wanted to support your fade there. That is really good, man. Like I really love... My dude is evolving as a player, man. He's using his brain. It was a bit unfortunate that you didn't do this smoke a bit earlier. And that, you know, your fate died at this moment of time. But I love the way you're thinking. I would have also done the smoke there to support my fade. So my fade can outmaneuver the enemies through the smoke. And isolate the enemies into individual fights.
Wait.
Cover going out.
Planting.
Spike planted. Caught two.
To detain. In the smoke, in the smoke, in the smoke, in the smoke! Yo, clear the smoke! One guy is in the... No? Where's the second guy? Is he stuck in this area? This teleport here really doesn't make any sense. I mean, enemies have planted the spike in such a shit position there. And right now, if you just wait for your smoke and teleport on that position, you have a free defuse. Like, this is maybe the worst position where you can plant the spike on Pearl. Like, all of this plant, shit. This plant, shit. This plant, good. This plant, good. This plant, good. But if you're already planting the spike there, you need to look towards the direction of the B long. Like, you cannot plant the spike like this. You need to plant the spike like this. Whenever you see that enemies have planted the spike in this area of the map, just instantly smoke it. Defuse. Half defuse. Maybe wait for the enemies to spam you. Kill one enemy. Defuse again. Using the ultimate here really doesn't make any sense because what are you gonna do? You know? Like, we don't have that much time to actually flank the enemies and to lurk behind the enemies. Spike has been planted like 10 seconds ago. 6 or 7, whatever. And, you know, right now it would have been much better to abuse this bad plant position of the enemies than anything else. I just got 6 out of 6 stars on Rangdall. Fuck you, man. I got it only 2 times.
Enemy spotted B.
Last player standing.
My guy turned into tens, man. TP on the spike, defuse the spike, come on. Come on, TP defuse, TP defuse. Ooh, that's a good... That is a good unexpected play from the Cypher. Like, that is... But I think this is the guy that was actually detained, man. Or maybe he was a lurk all along. I don't know. Like, that is something that I would not be aware of. And that would probably kill me. But that is a good play of the enemy that you just cannot expect.
Where are you?
Okay, guys. One quick tip. If you're playing these long-range angles in corridors, it is a bit better to hold the angle like this than to hold the angle like this. Because it is extremely hard in this long-range distance to hit a headshot on a position like this. And even if the enemies hit you in the head, they're gonna penetrate you and you're going to stay alive. So this type of an angle, it is much better if you're holding it like this than like this. This type of an angle, it is better if you're holding it like this than like this. Like, I don't know how can I explain this a bit better, like when you should hold the angle a bit closer, a bit further away, but generally speaking, in a longer range gunfights, it is better if you're a bit closer to the wall. So that it is harder for the enemies to hit a headshot on you, number one, and also you can escape a lot faster and easier. Yeah, like I'm sick. That's actually true. Like when you're holding an angle like this, you're instantly out. Instantly out with a knife.
Marked one.
And also, this type of positioning
is a lot more unexpected than what you're holding right now. Like, it is harder to have a good crosshair placement for that angle there, and for this angle here while you're crouching or standing, than for this type of a position. Woo! My boy, we seriously need to learn that one way for the B long area of the map. Like, with that one way, you would have such a huge impact to delay the enemy's push for like 45 seconds. And you definitely need to reposition yourself a bit more from the screens on top of the box on the side to surprise the enemies.
Cover going out. Shadows traveling.
Okay, one enemy is art. We can rotate, definitely. We have 2 players on B side, and some of the enemies are Omen and art from the minimap. That's good. If our Sage dies right now, we're fucked.
Here.
Once again, I love how you're adapting to your teammates. In right now, when your Gecko went for the rotation, it's good for you that you stayed with a fade. You actually you improved quite a lot, man. When first time when I did that coaching with Hierarchy, he was Iron 2, Iron 1, Iron 3, I don't know, like Iron player. Now he's developing himself in a really interesting direction, and this looks really good, compared to the first time when I had a coaching with you. Very good. Very good that you came back. That rotation from the Gecko was shit. Very bad. He was leaving the fade alone on the site, and we still knew that there are some enemies on the B side. Like, there's no reason for us to play 4 on A side right now.
Enemy B. Eyes are down.
Shadows traveling.
Spike planted.
Right now, in this type of a scenario, the best thing you can actually do is like wait for your smoke to replenish, smoke the spike, go for the half defuse, and try to win this round. Anyways, you have a Gecko in team, so I think Gecko can use a wingman to actually defuse the spike. If these guys are ever using the wingman for anything. Pepita, when you're closer to the angle which you're peeking from, you should be close. When you're peeking an angle that is further away, you want to peek further back and wider. It really depends on the angle and position. Like, yes, like that makes sense because of the angle perception advantage. But also we need to take in account the crosshair placement and the distance between one angle and another angle. Like, that is a general rule, but that rule we need to break for some positions. Depends on the location on the map. Just a second, guys. I need to find something. Just a moment.
Gecko! Mosh pit! Mosh! 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 Mosh? What? Mosh pit? Mosh pit? Mosh!
Bro, our Gecko threw that mosh pit to another map, man.
My buddy's defusing.
Come on. Going out.
Omen's down.
One enemy remaining.
Low na yung ano, low na yan.
Is it off?
76.
It's off. Enemy B.
My player! My player! I coached this guy!
Get this?
But to be honest, your mechanical skill is still fucking shit, and we need to improve your reaction time. After this VOD review, I'm sending you the new aim training and a new routine to fix these problems that you have right now. Okay? We agree? You're gonna follow this training for the next 2 months, and after 2 months, we're gonna try to figure out something new for you. But I love it. I love the game decisions. I love the smoke. I love the
you know, cover up for your teammates. Ba 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 ba. Like, very good timings. Very good rotations as well. Like, you see that enemy, you know, enemies destroy the turret in the art. Your Sage is alone passive on the side here. Killjoy is here. You instantly went for the rotation. Very good game decision. Then your stupid Gecko is leaving the Fade alone. You instantly came back to support your Fade. I love it, man. I fucking love it. Good job, man. Good job. Hey, Charlatan, do you recommend playing Aim Labs? If yes, what modes? Aim Labs and Kovacs and Aim Trainers are very useful to improve your raw mechanical skill, to improve your mouse control, to improve like your reaction time, precision, and visual intake of information. You should be applying some kind of a Kovacs and Aim Lab train routine for yourself. I cannot recommend you anyone else routine except mine, because mine routines is the only thing I have been using. And I have like 3 or 4 public routines on Aim Labs, so you can try to use them. Okay. Just a second, guys. I need to take a piss. Piss. Let's get it! What are we doing in this round?
Coward, run.
You know, during this, like, when you already notice that enemies love to abuse one specific area of the map, and enemies are just pushing one area of the map the whole match, keep playing that area of the map. You know, like, if there's already no reason for you to read the enemies, enemies are just pressuring you on same area of the map 24/7, fuck it, basically. Like right now, you know, I would still be playing the B side. The only thing that I don't like in your B, how you're playing B right now, is that we don't have a one-way smoke for the B long. You're wasting both of your smokes for the enemy's push. And that you're not abusing different ways of holding the angles and picking the enemies. Like, your repositioning can be a bit better, a bit more interesting, and, you know, holding these angles can be a bit more interesting than what you're doing. And I showcased that, like, earlier on.
Mosh
I'll
pit.
find you. Marked one. Bring them down.
Yo, Charlatan! Can you see the position that where the Jets should play operator on Pearl B side? I've explained that like at the start of this VOD review. So just watch this VOD review on my second YouTube channel when I upload it.
Was traveling. Cover going out.
Also, one more thing that you can definitely do, what our guy Hierarchy is doing right now. If you already deploy these type of smokes, it's completely fine to try to outmaneuver the enemies through these smokes. One really cool aggressive play that you can do maybe in some kind of an eco rounds or Halby rounds is, let's say you have a, I don't know, Stinger, Shorty, Heavy Shield, and enemies are pushing you in this long area of the map. And you do this smoke, and this smoke here. Like when the enemies are pushing the site, you flash this area of the map like this and teleport here behind the pillar. And then you can easily take like maybe 1 or 2 kills before you actually go down. But generally speaking, I really hate like the smoke setup that you're doing with Omen. Like that one-way smoke is really important for defending the B site. Mikhail! Welcome stream, bro. What rank is the Omen we're watching? Gold 2. He's good for gold. Bro, this guy got 1 month coaching from me, man. He started at Iron. He was an Iron player like a few months ago. What is your reaction time on the human benchmark test? I'm curious because you hold your angles very tight, but I usually hold it very wide because everyone wide swings in diamond. I have no idea. Like, I'm gonna do the human benchmark test like on Monday, and we'll see it when I warm up. Listen, whenever you're playing around your smokes with Omen, one thing that you should always keep in mind is that your smokes last exactly 14.25 seconds. Whenever I'm deploying some kind of a smoke with Omen, I always take a closer look at the timer up there. So essentially, I know exactly when my smokes are gonna go down. Like, if I'm playing here, and I know that my smokes are about to deplete, I'm leaving this position and I'm taking some safer angle. Or I'm committing to some kind of an aggressive play to outplay the enemies and outmaneuver them. I cannot stand here, you know, like when Jet is right, when one guy can be there, enemies can pop flash me, etc, etc. And the general, you know, problem of your B defense is you need to practice that one-way smoke. Like, that one-way smoke is so powerful. Are they gonna win this? Okay. Once again, Dinger, I completely respect that you're trying to hold the angles in the same way that I do, but 2 tips. First tip, double scope always when you're holding the narrow angle and the tight angle. You're not reacting on the enemy's bodies, and you're not reacting on your crosshair, you're reacting on the change of colors. Number 2, and you need to see the change of the colors immediately. Number 2, feel free to widen up the angles a bit to suit your reaction time a bit better. So it's completely fine for you to hold an angle like this. And by the way, these long range corridors, holding them with a 1x scope is 10 times harder. Like 5x scope gives you, you know, you can easily focus on the pixel of the enemies and just on different colors that are changing on your screen. Did you finish Omen to Immortal? No. With Omen to Immortal, we got Ascendant 1. We're Ascendant 1 right now. We're gonna. Sorry, guys. Like today, I did like 8 hours of private coaching. I've already coached so much that my brain is dissolving, and essentially, like, yeah. So. We are continuing our Omen to Immortal like on Monday.
Where are you?
This is okay angle that he's trying to hold. Just for his reaction time, I feel that this is impossible. Like in Valorant generally, you should be trying to hold the angles as narrow as your reaction time allows you. But this is, you know, impossible for him. How can we apply for coaching? Listen, guys. If you want to get my private coaching, make sure to join my Discord server. And then go into book a session right here and read everything about my coaching plans and programs. Right now, I have 5 coaching plans and programs. But generally speaking, if you have money for coaching, I would always recommend you to go with one-time coaching or 1-month coaching program, because they're the most beneficial, and that's where I can actually focus on your longer-term improvement. If you don't have money, then just go for a live VOD review or exclusive coaching videos like fuck the single sessions. Now, that's basically it. Like everything else about my coaching you can read on my Discord server. As I said, you cannot hold these type of angles with your reaction time. And as I said previously, in every other round that we played, be a bit more interesting, man. Like, come on, you're playing Omen, you're not playing Sage, you're not playing Killjoy. I peek an enemy from here, like this. Bam. Bam. That chamber is there. Bam. Deleted, bro. Deleted. Like with Omen, you seriously want to abuse like as many different off angles as possible during your gameplay, especially at the lower elo ranks. Like the lower the rank, the more off angles and the more different positions you should abuse to pick the enemies, because players just have a extremely shit crosshair placement, shit utility usage, shit peeking, shit everything. Everything is poo-poo caca. So it's very easy to surprise them and very easy to get some easy kills. Here, if I teleported on this position, I would never re-peek ever in my life again with an operator. I would just be holding some angle there and just wait for the enemies.
Don't peek.
Marked one.
Which time do you start your streams daily? Usually at 3 or 2 p.m. CST, which is 9 a.m. for the Americano Banditos. But depends like what I need to do that day. Like if I have coaching sessions at the evening, you know, like I need to focus. My primary focus is coaching the players and improving the players, nothing else. Like streaming is like a side hustle, side quest. Sorry guys, like we left the server. Have we done Wrangle today? No, I'm gonna do it later after this VOD review. Let's finish this VOD review. So listen, in this round, if we're playing B side, you know, once again, we can try to apply some kind of a strategy that we didn't do before. And that one-way strategy that I taught you before would have been great. Or, you know, like trying to outmaneuver enemies with a shorty through the smokes or something like that. Like that is the way how you can have a higher kill potential than, you know, in any other round. Like, than in any other way. Like, it is stupid for you as an Omen player on a defender side to buy a sheriff and to fight the enemies with the vandals and operators like this. Boring! It is much better if you maybe, you know, play here, do this, hide yourself with a smoke, and now, from the smoke, peek the enemies, take a kill, reposition. Or, wait for the enemies to push, buy a shorty, light shield, 2 smokes, 2 shrouded steps, do this, do this, wait for the enemies to initiate their push, and try to get away with 1 kill. Also, what you will see me do a lot of the times in the Omen to Immortal series is start your round here, and there is always gonna be one gorilla in the jungle that's gonna push you in the backside like this. Bam, 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 bam. I have a full buy. I have a full buy, bro. Light shield, vandal, utility, plus the shorty. Do you say before you start in Discord server? Yes, on my Discord server you can
actually see when am I starting my live streams.
Going out. Shadows traveling.
You see here how Shorty and Light Shield would have been more valuable than using a stupid sheriff. You would have got like easy one kill, and you would have taken a gun from the enemies and maybe killed even more enemies. But now with a sheriff, only God is gonna help us with those one taps.
Pan B, Pan B.
Spike planted.
It's on you, little homie.
You are powerless.
When the enemies take the B side control, and we had nobody on B side, like we really need to pay attention that some of the enemies might be here. Like whenever I'm retaking the B side, we need to focus on the back of the site. And then I'm focusing on the B long. Dash at the start of the round, Jet at the start of the round, she dashed in this direction. So right now there might be an enemy here, so I cannot fully focus myself on the B long before I actually clear the back of the site. First, I'm gonna clear the back of the site, and then I'm gonna fight the enemies in long. Actually, at the back of the site, there were two enemies. Oh! Bro. KO is at the back of the site. Kill him! Kill him, man!
Can't use that.
Oh.
Enemy down. My ultimate.
Shadows
Your duty
traveling.
is not over.
Good. Half defuse. Half defuse.
Cover.
Okay. You can stick. You can stick. You can stick.
Omen.
Okay. 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 Good. Listen, guys. Just a small, quick talk, so you're not losing in rounds like this.
30 seconds
Okay.
left.
So
Thrifty.
we're planting the spike on B site. The best two spots to plant the spike is here by looking towards the wall, so that if the enemies are doing the smoke and they're defusing the spike, they can only be in this range right here. This is the range from which you can actually defuse the spike in Valorant. So enemies can only be in this vicinity, and it's easier for you to kill the enemies. Now, if you cannot plant the spike there, because it is way too dangerous, way too predictable, or I don't know, like for some, whatever the fuck reason, you can plant the spike anywhere here as well. As long as the spike is visible from the long. You can plant it like this, look towards the long, full open plant, easy. But if for some reason you cannot even plant the spike there, and you need to plant it right here, no problem. We have a solution for that as well. You're always planting the spike here, looking towards the B long. Voila. Enemies can still defuse the spike in this range right here, but we can kill that enemy there. And we can penetrate that enemy. And somehow defend that spike from the B long. But if the spike is here, I have too much of a range to actually defuse the spike. And essentially, it doesn't make sense to plant the spike like this. Like if you're ever planting the spike there on the B side of Pearl, always make sure that you're fighting for the full site control. Like make sure that you're fighting for the site. You're playing backside, you're playing tower, CT, site, B-link. Never pulling back all the way to the B long. It's impossible to defend the spike there. And enemies lost like 3 rounds because of this shit. And 3 easy rounds, to be honest. Gecko sounds hella gay. I think Gecko was voiced by some kind of a voice actor that is like trans or gay. I mean, I think Gecko is gay as well, like, to be honest.
Still in sight.
Once again, for all of the players that just came into the stream, like,
I am everywhere.
if you already want to use your smokes in this way here, you always make sure that one smoke is there,
Going out.
one smoke is there.
Shadows traveling.
You don't want to give too much space for the enemies to actually push you. That smoke setup or
Going out.
this smoke setup.
Shadows traveling.
Like, I cannot do smoke here and here
Shadows traveling.
because I'm giving too much space for the enemies.
Placing swarm grenade. Placing swarm grenade.
Watch them run.
The eyes are down.
This is one of those ultimates that seriously doesn't make any sense. Like, using Omen ultimate as an information tool in the area of the map where you already revealed the enemies and you already know the enemy's playstyle is absolutely R word. Hard R, bro. Like, right now, your Sage is rotating to Fade. Sage is playing with Fade. Your Killjoy is alone on the site. You play with a Killjoy. What the fuck am I revealing? Like, I know that 3 enemies are there. Like, your teammates literally rotated from here to here, and they're going behind. If you wanted to apply the pressure onto the enemies, so that your teammates have maybe easier time flanking and lurking, you should have waited a bit. You know, I would have waited for my Fade to be at this corner, right here, like this. And then I would have done the ultimate right here to apply pressure onto the enemies. So the enemies fully focus on me and my shadow. And my Fade has a timing to maybe surprise the enemies and to kill them. Otherwise, using this ultimate, a big no-no.
Weapon here. Multiple enemies.
I mean, it seriously doesn't matter. It's the last round anyways, but, you know, maybe enemies right now will rotate to A. That ultimate could have been useful, like, I don't know.
Multiple enemies.
I've noticed sometimes you're peeking the angles while you're ADSing. That is the habit that you should definitely try to remove from your gameplay. Like 3 or 4 times during this gameplay, you peek the angles while you're fully ADSed. And that is something that should never happen for you. Like, whenever you are peeking the angles, you should always peek the angle without the ADS. Because your movement is much slower and the peak is fucked up. It's working in the favor of the enemy. So, let's say for an example, enemy is playing there, and I want to peek the enemy like this, with the ADS. I'm never going to do this type of a peek. This is way too slow and stupid. I want to reach the maximum speed. 1, 2, and do that. 1, 2, and I'm ADSing at the moment of time when I'm releasing my D key from the keyboard. Or at the moment of time when this angle is getting revealed for me. If I want to pick the enemy there with the ADS. I cannot do this. I used to pick like that. I thought Yay peaks that way. Depends on the angle. And depends on the area of the map heavily. But if you're picking an open area of the map where enemies can be anywhere, it is stupid to peek while ADS'd. So for example, in this situation, enemies could have been here, 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 anywhere basically. So I cannot peek fully ADS'd. But if I know that enemy is there, then maybe I can go for this type of a peek. Essentially, it is a lot smarter to peek without being ADS'd because your movement is getting slowed down. You're much faster without the ADS than with the ADS. It's better for you to reach the maximum peeker's advantage and then scope in. Okay, defender side not bad, man. Like you improved quite a lot. The last time, you know, I've coached you and you were Iron, so I am more than satisfied, man. Like we did a great job with you. Like from Iron 2 to Gold 2, like you're on a really good path to be a Platinum or Diamond player in a very short period of time. After this VOD review, I'm going to give you a dedicated aim training routine and a new routine to follow, new training to follow, and this is great. I don't know. I like it, man. I like it a lot. Okay, attacker side. Now, on the attacker side of Pearl. So, if enemies have 0 sentinels, enemies don't have the Killjoy, enemies don't have the Cypher, enemies don't have the Viper. That's not a sentinel. Enemies don't have the Sage, sorry. Enemies don't have a Sage. Sorry guys, I'm already tired. So, if enemies don't have any sentinels, 5-man push on A. Instantly. Now, enemies have 1 or 2 or all 3 of these sentinels. We're doing a fast push on B with a 4-1 split, where 1 guy can be lurking, you know, through mid, and 4 players are going B long. Or you can do a 2-3 split on A. 2 players are going A long, 3 players are going A main. In Gold Elo, it is very hard to communicate this to your teammates. So if you see that on Pearl, like, enemies have 2, 1 or more sentinels, just go B side. Just push B fast and that's it. In this VOD, enemies have a Chamber, Cypher, and Viper. So in the first round, I would definitely push the B side in Gold Elo. There is no way I would lead my teammates into the death sentence on A side. The gunfights are a lot cleaner. The round is going to be determined on a pure angle clearing, crosshair placement, and you know, gunfights. So it's completely fine. And in Gold, in the first round, if I'm pushing the B side with Omen, I would do this. So, this is a strategy for Silver, Bronze, Iron, Gold, Platinum, and maybe Diamond. So, you're pushing the first round with Omen, the B side. You're jump spotting this area of the map for your teammates, pushing with your teammates, clearing this, clearing that, clearing that. You're doing this smoke for your allies up there to block the vision of the enemies on tower and to block the vision of the enemies that are playing under the site right here. Second smoke, I'm using like this towards myself. I'm teleporting in that corner there, and from this corner, clearing the screens, peeking the enemy there, and entering the smoke again, clearing the smoke. And then I'm gonna wait for my teammates to come with me to pick a contact with the enemies, and then I'll try to refrag my teammates and play with my teammates. You don't need to push immediately at the back of the site. I will push at the back of the site together with my teammates. If you're pushing the B side like this with Omen, maybe you can also go with a Classic or Frenzy, because your primary focus is gonna be, you know, closing the gap with the enemies. But Ghost is completely fine anyways, like, it doesn't matter. How do you jump spot in Valorant? You run towards the angle with the W key, you make sure that you're close to the angle, and at the moment of time, when your body is getting revealed, you jump, and in the same time, you're pressing the S key to go back, and the key to go towards the wall. So, W, jump SD, W, jump SD, W, jump SD. Also in Valorant you have a silent jump spotting, where if you press the crouch button while you're jump spotting and release it,
You don't make a sound with the footsteps.
Shadows traveling.
I'm just very shit with that mechanic, so that's why I don't do it that much. Like, I'm really shit with the crouch spotting.
There.
Reloading.
Like, I don't know how to do that. Like, to be honest, I need to practice that more. I'm so shit at this, bro. I need to practice this. Like, I'm so shit at this mechanic.
Shadows
Come on,
traveling.
Isn't it W jump DS? Yeah. Bella, thank you all for the sub, man. Thank you a lot. Welcome to the Tricksters. Numero 4. You want to press the S and D key in the same time. You know? I'm pressing the S and D in the same time. I mean, yeah, you can go with the D first and then S. It doesn't matter, to be honest. Like, DS jump. W, DS jump. I mean, W jump, DS, whatever. If I want to jump spot this. W, ASD. W jump AS, sorry, like my brain is fried. W AS jump. Jump AS. W jump AS. Brain zero capacity right now.
Bring them down.
Now, default smoke setup for the B site. Very important. All of you fucking monkeys, man, and gorillas in the jungle. If I, like, when I was doing Jet to Immortal series, when I saw the smokes of my teammates on B site, like, if I was not playing Jet, I have no idea how the fuck I will push the B site ever again. If you're playing Brimstone or Omen, especially Omen on Pearl, smoke here, smoke here. I don't need anything else. If you're playing Omen, nothing else. Like, this is your default setup on B site. If enemies are killing you, but there's nothing else. This is your default setup. End of the story. Like, you're blocking the vision of the enemy from that angle in CT,
Cover going out.
and you're blocking the vision of the enemies on tower
Cover going out.
and enemies below this tower here. You cleared 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different angles from which enemies can kill me. You deploy the flash on the right side.
Stealing sight.
I'm living a happy life as a duelist. A happy life. We can clear the screens, clear the backside, take backside control, plant the spike, go back on B long. I need nothing else from you.
Look at. Going B. They're going in.
Where the fuck did you do the smokes?
There.
Oh, you block, like, you know, when you're doing this smoke in the, you know, this smoke here is okay sometimes. Like, if the enemies are killing your teammates way too many times from the back of the site, it's okay to do the smoke there. Like, if you see that enemy Jet has the operator or something, and maybe you can create a one-way like this to completely destroy that angle for the enemies. Like, you block 2 angles in the same time if you're pushing through this area of the map. But as my default setup and primary setup in mind, I'm always gonna keep this and this. Fade revealed his teammates.
Shadows
Come on.
traveling.
Bring them down.
Ooh! This is a huge information here. This here is a huge information for you and your teammates.
you revealed that the Viper is B, that the Cypher is B. This is instant rotation on A. Instant rotation on A.
Rotate. Going B.
Hey, the boy, well, man. Instant rotation. Let's go. Changa. You don't give a fuck about your fate. Fate can die in a miserable death. If your spike carrier dies, we are fucked in the ass. Come on.
Changa.
Rotate.
Let's go! You should be faster there! Cover going out. Your Gecko and Killjoy need you! Changa.
Placing swamp net.
Spike planted. Thanks.
What the fuck is that plan, bro?
Wings.
Cover going out.
Papito, real voice reveal, true, man. Yo, Harix on stream, man.
No.
Ooh! This peek was risky as fuck. And listen, if your teammates are not fighting for the site control, and the enemies are like retaking the site, and you want to peek the enemies from the A main for some reason, I don't know, it is better in the post plant to do the smoke here or here. Like, not this smoke and not this smoke. Like, essentially, by doing the smoke there, you know, you kind of fuck up the enemies by a lot. Or you can do this type of a smoke on top of the site if your teammates already plant the spike in such a stupid position, you know? Like, if your teammates have planted the smoke there and there, you can also do this smoke in a post plant to basically completely fuck up the enemies going from there with a one-way.
Spike.
Spotted A.
You kind of got jabaited there by your Killjoy, to be honest. Like, your Killjoy pussied out. I mean, if I was this Killjoy, I would have supported you, and I would have fought this Cypher with you. You got jabaited here. Okay, eco round on Pearl. Listen, guys. Whenever you're playing an eco round and a half by round on Pearl, always prioritize connector control. Like, your primary goal is not taking the bomb site, B or A. Your primary goal is trying to find the potential kills in the connector. So, we want to take connector control either from the B link or from the art. How can we do that? Multiple different ways. Like, we can tell our teammates, let's push the B link towards the connector together. And then you give your teammates this smoke to block the vision of the enemies there, and just push into the connector with your teammates, and that's it. You give your teammates smoke here, take the art control, and push the enemies into the connector from here. Once you take a connector control in this eco half by round, it is like, enemies don't know where the fuck you're gonna go. It is easier for you to close the gap with the enemies, easier to kill the enemies with the short range weapons, and essentially that's it. Like, what I usually love to do with Omen, in my Omen to Immortal series, is you will see that I buy the Shorty, I buy Paranoia, and I buy one Shrouded Step. And I'm coming here, flashing the enemies like this, pushing the enemies fast, doing a smoke there, and trying to take this kill. Or, what you can do is doing a smoke here, flashing the enemies there, and pushing enemies aggressively to take this kill. Yo, Harvix, I'm gonna play your song as an ending song.
That's how you survive.
Okay, whenever you see that KO is doing a knife somewhere, in all of the future rounds, you need to play more on the contact, wait for the knife, and then push that area of the map.
Shadows traveling.
Enemy A.
Shadows traveling.
For you.
Whenever you're playing eco, hal by rounds, and bonus rounds with Omen, in a lower elo lobbies, below Immortal 1, you want to do some kind of an aggressive play. So in this round, it would have been much better if you actually use your smokes and utility for some kind of an aggression than doing the default smokes. You know, we cannot play default here. It's impossible. And also, like, if you're doing the smoke for the A site, like, this smoke should look like this,
Shadows traveling.
and this smoke should look like this.
Cover going out.
Like, that is kind of quote-unquote default setup, but to be honest, like, the setup on the A site and B set on Pearl, you should always be changing depending how many numbers you have, whether or not you want to play aggressively, and from which angles your teammates are primarily dying, and what type of team composition enemies have. Sometimes, you know, I just love to do this,
Cover going out.
and do this.
Shadows.
If we are splitting the A set from art, plant the spike in open, and that's it. We don't need backside control at all. Sometimes I love to do the smokes here
Shadows traveling.
and here.
Cover going out.
If I'm going for the aggressive play, flashing the enemies there, teleporting there, killing the enemy there, and then taking the art control and pushing the enemies in art. Sometimes you also want to do a smoke in art, like this,
Going out.
do a smoke there,
Shadows.
flash the enemies on the right side, do the aggro TP, and now let's fight for the backside control. It really depends how you want to, you know, finish on that side. Do you want to fight for the backside? You don't want to fight for the backside. Do you want to do the aggressive play? Do you just want to push the site in a default way? Like, how your teammates are pushing the site. If your teammates are splitting from art and from the A main, obviously you don't want to do this smoke. You want to do the smoke like this and this, or this and this.
Shadows traveling.
That's fine.
Enemy A.
Shadows
Is there any one way for that tangle? Like, that's something I never tried, actually.
Shadows traveling.
Not bad. This can be really good for the post plant. This can be really, really good for the post plant, to be honest. Like, to hold the enemies there. What do enemies see here? If you do this smoke. On top of this ledge. For a second. So if you're doing a smoke here... Fuck. It needs to be deployed from this angle, huh?
Cover going out.
I mean, if your teammates are holding from the A main, this is really good, actually. From A main, this one way is actually good for stopping the push there. But, anyways, for that angle, we don't have any one way, right? No, I mean, this is not blocking shit here. Is there anything in the wall that we can abuse? I never tried once they changed the
Going out.
pearl. Well, this is like zero way smoke. I mean, the only good smoke is maybe this, like when you're fighting only from the main.
Shadows traveling.
You can do the one way for the spike plant there, and the one way for the back. If the spike is planted there, this smoke is not bad to kill that enemy. But everything else is shit.
Cover going out.
Yeah. Eh.
Traveling.
For you. Rest.
Okay. I just firmly believe that you, all of you guys, if you learn how to utilize the shorty a bit more in those eco and halbye rounds and learn how to close the gap with the enemies properly, you'll find much more success. Like in this round, if you did the strategy that I was talking about, you know, taking the connector with a flash, one smoke and shroud the step. So basically, we're pushing here, flashing the enemies there, pushing with our teammates, clearing the box there, this smoke,
Cover going out.
and pushing here. If the kill was there,
take the gun, push into the site.
Shadows traveling.
Like, we will see in my Omen to Immortal series, all of the strategies and all of the pushes that I do with a shorty, and you will see how much impact I actually have in every single round. Eco round, half buy round, semi-buy round, any round. Like, you need to abuse the shorty a bit more, like in those, and learn how to utilize this gun. It is such a powerful tool to get an easy kill and to get the gun from the enemies and make the numbers advantage. Especially in those lower elo lobbies, like below Immortal 1, players just don't know how to play against the shorty. They don't expect these type of plays on the attacker side.
Claw through them.
Okay, one really good play with Omen when your teammates are pushing the B long, especially if you think the enemies have the operator on the B side, is doing this type of a TP. Like, this is one of the best ways to actually cross the B long area of the map and to surprise the enemies on the site. Such an easy kills. And your teleport is audible all the way here. And if the enemies are playing this off angle, this position, or at the back of the site, they're absolutely dead.
Cover going out.
Enemy, blow him up, Marsh.
Good job.
Reloading.
Reloading. Reloading.
Cover going out.
Reloading.
People are starting to ask for a shorty nerf on Twitter. Riot usually gives in to complaints like this after a while, but I don't know if they'll actually nerf it. Cha-cha-cha, I'm gonna do the cha-cha-cha as well. No worries, guys. Like, shorty does need a nerf, but I don't know how Valorant can do that without destroying the gun. Like, the gun needs to stay with 2 bullets, because 1 bullet wouldn't make a single sense, because it's a double barrel shotgun. If they make it 200 credits, nothing changes. 250 is a huge investment, but still a powerful gun to be held like as a second primary weapon. 250 credits would just nerf the shotgun, would nerf like the shorty in terms of the first rounds. 300 and 400 for a shotgun. At that point, what the fuck are we doing? You know, like that's gonna be heavy hit on the economy. Like, if they upgrade the price to 400, they need to buff the gun. At that point, Schwartz needs a buff plus the, you know, it's still a double barrel. It's still only 2 bullets, man. I don't know. Increasing the fire rate of the second bullet, lowering the fire rate, that can work. That is maybe the best idea, to be honest. That is actually the best way to nerf the shorty. Everyone should blame Papito for being Giga Brain that caused shorty to be nerfed. I mean, I was one of the first guys to abuse the Stinger, one of the first guys to abuse the Judge, to abuse the Bucky, to abuse the shorty. Like, whatever the fuck I abused, that shit got nerfed to the ground.
Plant the spike, Wings. Up the way.
Oh!
There.
Cover going out.
Reloading.
Okay, listen, guys. If you have only one smoke to smoke on the B side,
Shadows traveling.
that is your primary smoke. That is the smoke that you need. That smoke or the smoke for the CT. Like, this smoke doesn't do anything in particular for us, especially if you're planting the spike for the B long. When did you first hit Radiant? I got Radiant within 3 weeks of the Valorant being released.
I got Radiant in the 3rd week of closed beta. And since then I got Radiant in every episode. I didn't get Radiant in every act, because a lot of the acts I played some kind of a challenge and some kind of a, you know,
Plant the spike, Wings.
some kind of a series.
Somebody's there.
One enemy remaining.
Whenever you're 5 versus 1, don't do any stupid plays, aggressive plays. Just fight with your teammates on the refrag potential, and that's it. Like, this was completely unnecessary. I mean, your economy is great, so even losing this gun doesn't matter at all. But still, you know.
Flawless. Thanks to the man. Crash is ready. This is what we do.
Funny thing for all of you guys that started watching me recently, the first time I got Radiant was actually with Cypher and Raze. I was playing Cypher, but Cypher was broken as fucking close beta because of his cages and everything was broken, to be honest. Like, but Cypher had a camera that could shoot with the Sheriff. Raze had 2 nades. The ultimate was 6 points, I think, or 7. Satchels were dealing 75 damage. Like, in the first round, I remember I was buying 2 satchels, classic pistol, shorty, and light shield. And when enemies were pushing me in the hookah, in the window on bind, I just do 1 satchel, and I peek enemies with the shorty, and I take 2-3 kills.
Shadows traveling.
Enemy B. Reloading.
Let me see something. Okay. Where from? I'm from Madagascar. Guys, I'm gonna reveal my country really soon. Really soon.
Shadows traveling.
I want to swear on my native language quite a lot, man. So that Riot Games cannot ban me.
Enemy B.
No, it's for real. At least I can swear in my language.
Reloading.
Say, believe me, say. Thank you.
Do you think you can coach pro teams? No. My esports knowledge is at 60% compared to my solo queue knowledge. 60%. And that's not enough. But if I actually wanted to learn and wanted to do that, definitely. Okay, in this round, I just want to take a quick note here. Like, when something like this is happening for you, like your teammates are scattered around the map, and, you know, everyone is doing their own shit. So in this round, Gecko is with a spike here. Okay? Where is the Fade? Fade is close to the doors. Sage is here. Like, you always want to pinpoint, and you want to play with a teammate that is proactive at that moment of time. So right now, I will be closing the gap with a Fade, and I will try to take the connector control and building control together with her, instead of going for some kind of a solo play into the A site. Like, your whole point of playing Valorant is pinpointing and playing with a teammate that is proactive and that is doing something useful for your teammates, and that is the most aggressive. Why in this scenario we can leave Gecko with a spike here? Because this guy, you know, Dinger, needs only 1 ultimate orb, and essentially, if he gets only 1 kill, he can easily pick up the spike from the Gecko, even if the Gecko dies. But in this situation, it is really bad that he is, you know, going for this push, I don't know, in the window, when his Fade is already doing something useful for the team. I would have followed the Fade there. But we can also get a kill here. Oh, this is an easy kill. The guy's there, right? The guy's there. No. You heard.
Wait.
What did we hear right now? Isn't the guy there?
Wait.
You heard a footstep! Behind you! Behind you!
Enemy B. Enemy mid.
Go.
Wingman's planting.
Bro, I wish we had a replay system in Valorant, man. Wasn't that art? You think that was art? But that was too loud for the art. You hear? Listen. Listen. Full sound. The guy is there, bro. No, but the guy cannot be there. This is too loud. I don't know. Maybe there. Maybe there. This is not mid. Like, is then the mid area of the map making a different sound? You hear? Listen. It's a metal. It's a metal sound. Like, it's very important for you guys, like, when you're playing Valorant, to learn the different, like, how different areas of the maps actually sound, so you know exactly where the enemies are playing. This is metal. Listen. Okay. So this sounds like a brick. Okay, let's listen now. He was there. He was behind him, man. He was behind him. He was probably like playing on the trigger discipline.
Wait.
Yeah, he was there. He was there 100%. Okay.
Go.
Wingman's planting.
Never mind, man. Like even if listen, even if like enemy, even if you didn't hear this footstep of the enemies, it doesn't matter. Like, whenever you're rotating on attacker side from location A to location B, clear absolutely every single possible angle where the enemies can be at that moment of time. Clear this. Move forward with this crosshair placement. Clear that. Clear this. We are moving forward, clearing all of these angles. Clear this. Clear this. Clear this. Move forward. Like, whenever you're rotating on the attacker side, make sure that every single possible angle where the enemies can be at that moment of time is cleared. And at this moment of time, you cannot run like a gorilla because you have zero information where the enemies are. If you're going for these type of lurks and flanks, even if your teammates are ending on B, you still need to play a bit more slower to see where all the enemies are, because there's 4 enemies alive and you just don't know the exact location of the enemies. Nah, I need to see if one enemy is gonna go for the lurk this round.
I'll find you. Bring them down.
Crap.
Found one. That makes 3.
I don't know. I don't know, man.
Bring them.
That was weird as fuck.
I need this.
It has to be KO, right? KO is making a different footsteps, man. You can distinguish the KO from other from other agents.
Welcome to my world.
Okay, one huge tip. In the elos below Immortal 1, if you see Viper ultimate on some bomb site, push the opposite bomb site. Even if there's 4 enemies on the A site right now, you will have higher chances of winning this round if you push A against 4 enemies than pushing B against the Viper with the ultimate. Like, players below Immortal 1 have no idea about the most common positions where Viper is gonna play in the ultimate. They have no idea how to move through the Viper pit, and their utility usage is usually fucking shit. So if you see the Viper ultimate, rotate to the opposite part of the map, do some kind of a split, fuck pushing that site.
Enemy B.
So, Viper did the ultimate, I don't know, on A, I'm committing to the B push even if there's like 10 enemies there. What's about over Immortal Plus? In Immortal Plus, you can try to penetrate the Viper, try to push that area of the map. Essentially, Immortal Plus players usually have a bit better utility users than, you know, like players below Immortal 1.
Reloading.
Spike.
Spike drop.
I got the spike.
Duelists and initiators, you know, in Immortal Plus, kinda understand, like, you know, where like they can actually pressure the enemies, where they can reveal the enemies, where like you know, where that Viper can be playing at that moment of time. Below Immortal 1, like, players are shit when it comes to moving through the Viper pit.
Hostage. Reloading.
I love penetrating Viper. True, man.
Not ready yet.
Bring them down.
Shadows traveling.
Go.
I mean, come on. Like, whenever you're pushing the... Like, that is why when I was showcasing you, my aggressive play with Omen on B, I was emphasizing so much on this screen area of the map. Like, if your teammates are pushing the B site. Let's watch this round again. So,
Bring them down.
the smoke up there was completely fine. But, whenever you're pushing the B site, your full emphasis should be on clearing the screens if we didn't use any utility to clear the screens. After we clear the screens, we focus on the site and every single other angle where the enemies can be.
Go.
Like, this is something that should never happen for you when you're pushing the B site. Dying from the screens area of the map. Like, the most retarded death that you and your teammates can take. It was Initiator's fault they didn't clear it with utilities. Bro, even in Radiant lobbies, when my Initiators are using the utility, I still clear every single angle. I don't know, like in Valorant, there's just too many inconsistencies that are happening with the game. Sometimes even the perfect Sova arrow can miss some positions. Like, there's too many pixels on the walls and too many pixels in this game that can screw up your utility by 1 centimeter. Like, it is better to be safe than to be sorry in Valorant. Should I use the HRTF? If that sounds better for you, use it. I personally don't use it because I don't like the sound quality with HRTF. Like, the sound quality is shit with that option on. But if it helps with directional sound of the enemies, sure, use it. I have nothing against it. I just feel that HRTF in every single game is absolute trash can right now. What about raw input buffer? You can keep it on. Use it. it basically overrides everything like for you when it comes to your mouse settings, and use it. I cannot wait for my Odyssey Maxwell and Voting 60HE to come in the end of the May, first week of June. Like, bro, this keyboard is ooh, sorry guys. I fucked up. Just a second. Let's see that round. Did they win that round? They actually won that round. Yeah, we won that round somehow. I don't know how. So, listen. This keyboard is the best keyboard that you can get for any FPS game right now. Like, this thing is like cheating, bro. Like, right now, I cannot go back on any other keyboard. Like, this is revolutionary in gaming, literally, like the input is so fast. It feels like my keyboard is counter-strafing instead of me. I just bought the default Voting keyboard. Also, when it comes to the headsets, like, in my opinion, the best high-end headset that is below $1,000 is Odyssey Penrose and Odyssey Maxwell. Like, the sound is so clean, the quality is insane, and once you hear the music, the footsteps, the gaming on Odyssey Penrose and Odyssey Maxwell, you're gonna start crying. Like, the first time I tried the Odyssey Penrose headset, I literally started crying. Like, you never truly listen to the true sound, bro. Like, this is like I'm in the game and I'm there, bro. Like, but to be honest, all of this shit is very expensive and but still worth it. You know, like, if you truly want to buy something that's gonna last you for years and something that is high end, Odyssey Maxwell, Odyssey Penrose Voting keyboard. Like, there's nothing better. It doesn't get better for this. Below 1,000 euros. For something that, for 1,000 euros, probably you can get something better. I don't know. But who the fuck buys for gaming like something that is 1,000 euros? Like, you're not a music producer, man. You just need to hear the footsteps of the stupid fucking KO when he's pushing you in the B side. But at the end of the day, keyboard and the headset doesn't matter that much compared to your mousepad, compared to your mouse, and compared to your monitor, PC, etc., etc. Like, if you want to buy something, I would always first go for a better PC, better monitor, better mouse, better mousepad. What's your opinion of using glass mousepad? I don't like them. They're way too fast for me, but they're good. They're good. Two reasons why I don't like the glass mousepads. Way too fast. Number one. Number two, after around 5-6 months, you need to replace them again. Like, they wear out very quickly. At least the ones that I was using. I was using the Artisan Fire or Ice. Is that Artisan or Glorious? Glorious or Artisan? Is there an Artisan Ice or Glorious Ice? Artisan doesn't do glass mousepad. Then it was Glorious. Glorious Ice. Glorious. Let me find it. Just a second. I'm gonna show you what I was using. Artisan Ice. It's not Artisan, it's Glorious. Glorious mousepad Ice. Yeah, Glorious. So this is what I was using. Like, I tried this for like 6 months when I was playing PUBG, and it was fine. It was good, like, you know, like, but it's kind of weird feeling for me. I not my cup of tea. Like, maybe, you know, maybe you're gonna find it good. Like, it's really a personal preference, like, in my opinion. Like, right now, I'm gaming on this mousepad. I'm gonna show you right now. Glorious 3XL. Like, this is my mousepad for the past 2 years. And for me, this is the absolutely best mousepad I've used in my life.
And it is the cheapest shit you can get. I don't know, I just like it. So this is what I used. What I'm using. Look at this. 40 bucks. Easily replaceable. And literally glorious 3XL mousepad official website. Literally the cheapest shit you can get. Covers the full table. Very easy to be maintained. Friction is really good. Clean. I don't know. Like I cannot use any other mousepad except this one right now. But it's a preference. It's really you know, something that is a heavy preference in my opinion. I have a mousepad with a Turkish carpet design. Best mousepad ever, man. Slavic mousepad, man. Look up the booting website. What about it? Okay, the last round. Looks like I'm wearing my carpet. As I said, that smoke should not be your default smoke like when you're pushing anymore. Like I really feel that you should be clearing this area of the map without that smoke, and that smoke you should only be deploying if your teammates are actually dying from the back of the site. If you already want to support your teammates to take the B main control, I would maybe do some kind of a smoke like this, and then once I take the B main and my teammates get ready for the push, I would just use a default setup or some kind of an aggressive setup to push into the site. More aggressive things that you can do on the B site. Basically, like what you can do if you're playing some kind of an eco round, halberd round, and you're pushing B. Like, you can do a smoke here, a smoke up there, flash the enemies at the back of the site or wherever you think they're playing, and you can try to teleport into this smoke, and from this smoke to take the backside control and surprise the enemies at the back of the site here. Another aggressive play that I love to do on B is of course with that smoke up there. You do a smoke here, flash the enemies at the back of the site, take the tower control. From this position you can also extend your push at the back. You can also maybe try to outmaneuver the enemies there, depending where you think enemies are playing. This smoke, flashing the enemies there or there, teleporting on the edge of the smoke here, clearing the site. Like, you really need to base your setups based on where you saw the enemies playing, but as a default setup, you should always keep this and this. Opinion on toggle versus hold. Hold is always going to be better, and end of the story. I've explained that too many times, man.
Enemy spotted. B.
I mean, during this whole gameplay, if you already noticed that enemies have a Viper wall on B, and enemies have a full Cypher setup on B, I feel that the easiest area of the map for you to push would be the A site. I mean, during this match, we could have easily abused the A site much more, waited for the Viper smoke to go down, and just push A, instead of pushing the B so many times. Like, if the enemies are overstacking the site with one site with a utility, you know, like splitting the A, working the art, working the B link, and working the A main would have been a bit better.
Nice.
But now when I haven't, how the fuck Cypher died from the Gecko? Like, where did the Gecko do the mosh pit? What?
Traveling. Cover going out.
Enemy spotted. B.
Oh! Man! Literally, the best gold setup ever. Gecko and Sage did the position where Cypher was playing 24/7 at the screens.
They did both of the utility there and they killed the Cypher. Bro, gold teamwork. Best agent in the game, Jet, and nobody else is even close.
Nice.
Get out of my way.
No way we got a kill like that. Listen, whenever you're pushing the B site and you hear the "get out the way," you know, that shit, always expect that enemy Jet is gonna try to do something like this or something like this. Like she can use double objects from there and kill you. So I would always be holding that angle if I hear the objects. Up there.
That's the spike, Wings.
You are powerless.
My wingman.
Task. Get spike.
I got the spike.
Okay. It was okay. Like that you wanted to hunt for these two enemies that were detained. But if the detain already disappeared at this moment of time, like so, two players got detained.
Get spike.
At this moment of time, you need to stop. Like you're 4 versus 2, and pushing the enemies is not viable anymore. So right now, I would just plant the spike, live a happy life, go into the B long, and make sure that I'm playing a proper post plant. Like, right now, your push doesn't make any sense. We don't need to pressure the enemies anymore. And that's it.
Got the spike.
So, right now, if I want to peek the enemies there, we need to use the flash, and then we go for the peek. If the symbol is gone, it means they are no longer detained. Yes, sir. So here you made a mistake. Basically, you were not paying attention, you know, like, on whether or not enemies are detained. When you clear that angle on the right, we needed to use the flash to pressure the enemies, like, into the B-link and take easy kills. Overall, I'm very satisfied, man. Like you improved yourself quite a lot. Like this guy, guys, was the Iron 2 player few X ago. Like 3 X ago. He was in Hardstack Iron. 1 month coaching. We did like 2 VOD reviews on streams. And he is already in Gold 2. And I can firmly say that in the next episode, until the end of this year, you can easily be at least Diamond or Ascendant player. Bare minimum. Bare minimum, man. Right now, on my Discord server, I'm going to share with you the new aim training routine that I want you to do. Because the previous one was, you know, for when... The previous one was when you were like Iron and Bronze. You know, like I gave you some easy shit. Now we can go a bit harder. Now we can, you know, develop your aim in a bit different direction. So, when it comes to your gameplay, like, you just need to focus more on your... Of course, utility users needs to be better. And more... your peeking definitely needs to be a bit better and a bit more interesting. Like, if you already want to play Omen, you still want to play Omen, like, try to reposition yourself a bit more, try to be unpredictable. Like, if you already peek enemies from one angle, you don't need to repeat them from the second angle. Well, from the same angle again. Teleport up there, down here, like, peek the enemies from this angle, that angle, like, try to, you know, be a bit more interesting with your, like, peeks and positioning, and everything is gonna be fine. And sometimes, like, you're kind of overheating yourself a bit, and that's kind of bad. So I would heavily recommend you, you know, be a bit more disciplined. If you already make a numbers advantage and you're already like 4 versus 2, 4 versus 1, like, you're still playing in gold lobbies. Difference between gold and bronze and silver is not that much, trust me. Like, basically, like, these players still don't know what the fuck they're doing. And, you know, it's really like, not very beneficial for you to die in an easy round for yourself. Just bought the Ceylon Hunter knife. Confidence plus 100. Pfft. One of the best knives in the game. S tier. S tier. Okay, guys. That's it for today's coaching. Tomorrow, we're playing Premiere again.
we're playing the playoffs. I'm gonna start the stream a bit earlier. We need to do another tier 3 sub VOD review. Who are we VOD reviewing tomorrow? Tomorrow we have the... Tomorrow we are doing... Silver Viper on Split. Viper on Split, bro. Okay. Okay. Thank you all for the subs today. Thank you for everything. Tomorrow we're gonna play the tournament, the playoffs of Premier. And from Monday I'm continuing Omen to Immortal. If you want to get coached by me, join my Discord server. If you also want to improve like Hierarchy did and my Dingy friend and go from Iron to Gold, I mean from Iron to Radiant actually, join my Discord. Also, if you have a Discord sub, make sure to join my Discord server because you have some special benefits there. And I'm gonna see you in the next episode tomorrow. Okay. So tomorrow I'm gonna start the stream with the cha-cha-cha dance. But today we're playing the song Back to Bed. Yeet. Okay. Okay.